நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க, இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ்வாழ்க. ஓங்கழியாண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ்வாழ்க. சிவனவன் என் சிந்தையுள் நின்றதனால் அவன் அருளாலே அவன் தாழ் வணங்கி சிந்தை மகிழ சிவபுராணம் தன்னை முந்தை வினை முழுதும் ஓய உரைப்பன் யான். ஸ்ரீகுருभ्यो நமः. ஹரி ஓம். குரு பிரம்மா குரு விஷ்ணு குரு தேவோ மகேஸ்வரः குரு சாட்சாத் பரபிரம்ம தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குருவே நமः. यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण द्वैतवासना परिमुच्यते बोधात्मकाय नमस्तस्मै भगवते श्रीरमणमहर्षे. हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तम् आनन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभावनमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं श्रीसत्यसायिनं ममन्तर्यामिनम्. हर नमः पार्वती पतये. நமச்சிவாய வாழ்க, நாதன் தாழ் வாழ்க, இமை பொழுதும் என் நெஞ்சில் நீங்காதான் தாழ் வாழ்க. கோகழியாண்ட குருமனிதன் தாழ் வாழ்க, ஆகமம் ஆகி நின்றன்னிப்பான் தாழ் வாழ்க. ஏகன் அநேகன் இறைவன் அடி வாழ்க, வேகம் கெடுத்தாண்ட வேந்தன் அடி வெல்க. பிறப்பருக்கும் பிஞகந்தன் பெய்கழல்கள் வெல்க, புறந்தார்க்கு ஷேயோன் தன் பூங்கழல்கள் வெல்க. கரங்குவிவார் உள்மகிழும் கோன் கழல்கள் வெல்க, சிரம் குவிவார் ஓங்குவிக்கும் ஷீரோன் கழல் வெல்க. ஈசனடி போற்றி எந்தையடி போற்றி, தேசனடி போற்றி, சிவன் சேவடி போற்றி, நேயத்தே நின்ற நிமலனடி போற்றி, மாயப் பிறப்பருக்கும் மன்னனடி போற்றி, சீரார் பெருந்துரை நம் தேவன் அடி போற்றி, ஆராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி. சிவனவன் என் சிந்தையுள் நின்றதனால் அவனருளாலே அவன் தாழ் வணங்கி சிந்தை மகிழ சிவபுராணம் தன்னை முந்தை வினை முழுதும் ஓய உரைப்பன் யான். கண்ணுதலான் தன் கருணை கண்காட்ட வந்தெய்தி எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா எழிலார் கழலிறைஞ்சி விண்ணிறைந்தும் மண்ணிறைந்தும் மிக்காய் விளங்கொழியாய் எண்ணிறந்து எல்லை இலாதானே. நின் பெரும் ஷீர் பொல்லா வினையேன் புகழுமாறு ஒன்றறியேன். அராத இன்பம் அருளும் மலை போற்றி. Salutations to that hill that graces us, blesses us with never fading bliss, never fading joy. சிவனவன் என் சிந்தையுள் நின்றதனால் அவன் அருளாலே அவன் தாழ் வணங்கி சிந்தை மகிழ. We saw these lines yesterday. Because Shiva stood in my thoughts, therefore by his grace, worshipping his feet, with delight in the mind, I shall narrate or shall chant this Śivapurāṇam, which will do away all my past karma. நாடீர் நாள்தோறும் வாடா மலர் கொண்டு பாடீர் அவன் நாமம் வீடே பெறலாமே. Swami Nammalvar's Pasuram. Seek him alone, worship him with unfading flowers, sing his name, you can certainly attain moksha. அப்படின்னு Nammalvar says. So why not get rid of all the past karmas? Is it a big deal? Mundai vinai muzhudum oya. For all the accumulated past karma, everything can be defeated at one go. Everything can be burnt down in one go if we keep the Lord in our mind, in our heart, and with great delight chant his name and his glories. This is the life in short of not only Māṇikkavācakar, of all great Mahatmas. How should we chant his name? Sindai Mahila. Evam Prasanna Manasa Abdina Srimad Bhagavatam. How should Bhagavan be meditated upon? Prasanna Manasaha. With a pleasant mind we should meditate upon the Lord. With a happy mind we should meditate upon the Lord. Otherwise meditation itself is not possible. To think about him in a delighted frame of mind, in a happy frame of mind, in a cheerful frame of mind, is what will enable us to connect to him also. When we are sad and we connect to him, yes, it is true that there will be a lot of intensity when you are sad, but really you are only thinking of him because of yourself. You are sad. You are sad, and therefore you are calling out to him, you are in various ways you are connecting to him, but that is only because you are sad and you want a way to get rid of your sadness. So really the meditation is upon yourself only. You are the main dish, he is a side dish. But when you are happy and you think about him, in a cheerful frame of mind when you are thinking about him, it is generally not done. If you are cheerful, you would rather think about something else than God. There are so many things to do. When I am happy, there are so many things for me to do. So I will not necessarily think about God. But when I am happy and I am thinking about God. When you are happy and you know, and you think about God at that time. Not clap your hands, but join your palms. When you are happy and you know, join your palms. Bring your palms together and put your hands together, not to clap but in prayer. Sindai Mahila. In that pleasant frame of mind, that pleasantness itself is Bhagavad Swarupam. It's Bhagavan's Anugraham, Bhagavan's Sannidhi. When will that pleasantness come? Not because of the satisfaction of worldly desires. Shivanavanyan Shindayul Nintradanal Sindai Mahila. But there are varying degrees of pleasantness or varying causes for pleasantness. When I see somebody I like, my mind is happy. When I attain what I have wanted, my mind is happy. When I eat what I have craved for, my mind is happy. Dellam pleasantness. When there is comfort, when the pain has gone, when a disease has gone away, dellam pleasantness. I am happy. But that happiness again is short-lived and temporary. Arada inbam. We are talking about the never-fading joy. But when will that come? Shivanavan and Shindayul Nintradanal. When Shiva stood in my thoughts, when my thoughts were revolving around him, when everything was colored by his color, and the title at that time, in that state, when Shiva was standing in me, in my heart, Apo, Sindai Mahila. Therefore I am happy, I am pleasant, I am pleased. Shivapuranam Tannai Mundai Vinai Muzhudum Oya Varaipan. Now I shall sing that Śivapurāṇam so that all my past karma can be destroyed. Oh, so are you singing it only so that past karma can be destroyed? Yes. Yes. Only so that the past karma can be destroyed. Why should past karma be destroyed? Because it is what is preventing me from reaching him and joining him. What is the past karma? All the past vasanas. Those vasanas, those desires that make me hanker for other things than you, those have to be destroyed. So that I will never again stray away from you. My mind will forever rest only in you, abide only in you. So it is not moving away from you. I need to reach that state. So in order to reach that state, Mundai Vinay Muzhudum Oya. In order to get rid of all my bad karmas to get only good. Aram Pavam. Later on, Māṇikkavācakar is going to say Aram Pavam. Aram na Punyam, Pavam na sin. Both have to go away. Because both are bondages. The vasanas, Punya vasanas as well as Papa vasanas are both bondages. What do we want to be? We want to go beyond all of them. Adanala Mundai Vinay Muzhudum Oya. Muzhudum Garadana Adhan. All of it completely sarva. Not only the bad but also the good. Let all the good karma also go away. Let also bad karma also go away. Let me become free from all karma. Let me reach a stage which is beyond karma. அதனால் சிந்தை மகிழ சிவபுராணம் தன்னை முந்தை வினை முழுதும் ஓய உரைப்பன் யான். Now I shall declare it. But then he says, now I am going to sing Shivapuranam, the glories of Shiva. ஒரு misgiving comes into Māṇikkavācakar. That is what is the next verse, next set of verses. கண்ணுதலான் தன் கருணை கண்காட்ட வந்தெய்தி எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா எழிலார் கழல் இறைஞ்சி விண்ணிறைந்தும் மண்ணிறைந்தும் மிக்காய் விளங்கொளியாய் எண் இறந்து எல்லை இலாதானே நின் பெரும் ஷீர் பொல்லாவினையேன் புகழுமாறு ஒன்றறியேன். He says, Lord, if I am here right now, why am I here? அப்படின்னா கண்ணுதலான் தன் கருணை கண் காட்ட. கண்ணுதலான், one of the names for Shiva in Tamil, கண்ணுதலான். பாலநேத்திரதாரி அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். நுதல் அப்படின்னா forehead. கண்ணுதலான், one who has got the eye on the forehead. So Kannudalan, the third eye of Shiva. Shiva is characterized by the third eye. Nobody else can imitate that. They may put snakes around them and other things, but third eye is Shiva's uniqueness. அதனால கண்ணுதலான் அப்படின்னு the forehead eyed. Bhagavan with the eye on the forehead. கண்ணுதலான், what did he do? இந்த eye எதுக்கு இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, what is this eye for? When Bhagavan opened that eye, Kamadeva was burnt to ashes. The fiery eye. So Kannudalan, when we say Bhagavan with the eye in the forehead, is he going to open that eye? Illa nallavala tan karunai kan kaattan. He has got the eye of fire, but luckily for us, he also has got karunai kan. Karunai na compassion, kan na eye, the eye of compassion. He has got a compassionate gaze also. So Kannudalan tan karunai kan kaatta. Because Kannudalan, the Lord of the third eye, showed his compassionate eye towards me, Vandu Eidi, I have come here, I have reached here. Reached where? Reached the earth. I have been born into the earth because of his compassion. A song is going on there. Shivapuranam is taniya urekunda. If at all I have reached this stage where I can start to even think about singing his glories, that is only because the Lord with the eye in the forehead has showered his compassionate glance upon me. அதனால வந்தேதி எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா எழிலார் கழல் இறைஞ்சி. And then I have worshipped and prayed to the beautiful feet of the Lord. எழிலார் கழல். எழில் அப்படின்னா great beauty. எழிலார் அப்படின்னா exceeding beauty. கழல், the feet of the Lord that I have worshipped. And how is this beauty? எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா. It is beyond thought. எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா. It is beyond all thought. The beauty of the Lord's feet is something that is beyond our comprehension, beyond our imagination. இது அவரோட just feet alone. ரெஸ்ட் ஆஃப் எப்படி இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, ஃபீட்டே எப்படின்னா விண்ணிறைந்தும் மண்ணிறைந்தும் மிக்காய். விண்ணிறைந்தும், he has filled the entire space, the sky. மண்ணிறைந்தும், he has filled the entire earth also. இன்னும் மிக்காய், and he is more than all of those also. விண்ணிறைந்தும் மண்ணிறைந்தும் மிக்காய் விளங்கொளியாய். And how is he manifesting himself அப்படின்னா, bright brilliance and illumination and radiance. இப்படியா is it? And when can we even reach him அப்படின்னா, எண் இறந்து எல்லை இலாதானே. எண் இறந்து அப்படின்னா, எண்ண தாட்ஸ், இறந்து அப்படின்னா when thoughts have died. When thoughts have died only we can go and sort of touch him. But that doesn't mean that is the entirety of him. எல்லை இலாதானே, then there is no end to him. But the beginning எங்க இருக்குன்னா, where is his beginning? When our thoughts have ended, that is where perhaps he begins. Where does he end அப்படின்னா, எல்லை இலாதானே, there is no ending to him. The nature of this Lord சொல்றாரு. If at all I have even started to think about you, it is only because you deemed to shower a small little bit of your compassionate grace. ஓர கண் என்று சொல்லுவாங்க. கடைக்கண் பார்வை அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம் தமிழில். when we say கட்டாக்ஷா, கட்டாக்ஷம்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா, the glance of grace. How is that glance of grace அப்படின்னா, it is not a direct eye to eye. கடைக்கண் பார்வை, it is from the corner alone it is seen. As he is walking by, towards the corner, one small glimpse. That is all. And if he stands directly and looks at us, we will not be able to bear it. Just as, when the sun in the noon cannot be seen by us, but in the morning and in the evening it can be seen. When the sun is rising, you can see it. When the sun is setting, you can see it. That is the corner glance. And right in the middle, you cannot see it. Like that, Bhagavan's eyes are also so radiant. If he directly looks at you, you will not be able to see. That is why even in a temple, what do we do? When you go to a temple and stand in front of the deity, how do you stand? You don't go straight in front of the deity. You stand by the sides only. Yeah, they'll have a barricade in the right and the thing. You'll have to stand on either sides. Yeah, you cannot withstand his direct gaze, so you stand in the side so that the corner glance of his comes. That is about as much as we can bear. So we get that small little glance of his grace. So because of that grace alone, I am able to even start thinking about you. Now I want to sing your entirety of your glories. Is it possible? ஏதோ நீ போட்ட பிச்சை ஆரம்பிச்சிருக்கேன், அதுக்குள்ளே I want to sing the entirety of your glory. The misgivings for Māṇikkavācakar. So first, I don't have the qualifications to sing because I have just started. இது one. I have prayed to you. Kajal Iranji. I have worshipped your feet. I have prayed to your feet. But if I have to describe it, அப்படின்னா எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டா எழு. The beauty of your feet is beyond thought. I can worship it, but if I am asked to describe it, I may not be able to do it. Muka asvadanavat. Muka asvadanavat. A dumb man is a man who cannot speak. Now the tongue is needed to speak. The tongue is also needed to taste. But although his tongue cannot speak, his tongue can taste. So he tastes beautiful food, wonderful tasty food, but he cannot explain it. Yeah, the tongue that can taste cannot speak. அப்போ மூக்க ஆஸ்வாதனவத்து அப்படின்னு நாரதா இன் பக்தி சூத்ராஸ் மென்ஷன்ஸ் இட். அப்போ ஹவுஸ் இங்கே பகவானும் அப்படித்தான். we can worship him, but if we want to start singing about his glories அப்படின்னா அது எண்ணுதற்கு எட்டாயெழார் கடல். His feet are beyond our comprehension, beyond our imagination, beyond description. இது செகண்ட் misgiving. ஒன்று எனக்கே தெரியாது. I have just started. That too by your grace I have just started. Second, your feet alone are beyond description. I can worship it, but I may not be able to describe it. I may not be able to sing its glories. Rest of you navin niraindum, man niraindum mikkai. Now you are beyond the earth and the heavens and everything else that is beyond that also. Ellathiyum தாண்டி you are standing there. Appa how can I describe you? Where will I begin to describe you? விண்ணிறைந்தும் மண்ணிறைந்தும் மிக்காய் விளங்கொளியாய். And how are you manifesting yourself as அப்படி brilliant light? How can I describe light? That's another problem. ஒரு ஃபார்மோட பகவான் ஸ்டாண்டிங் அப்படின்னா your eyes are like this, your nose is like this, your mouth is like this, lips are like this, teeth are like this, ears are like this, the kundalam in your ears are like this, your neck is kambugrivam, your neck is shaped like this, sunasam subruvam, அப்புறம் you are wearing this and you are wearing that and எல்லாம் சொல்லலாம். How is Arunachala standing as a jyoti? It's a pillar of light. Wow, how much can you speak about Jyoti? He is bright, he is brilliant, he is radiant. How do I describe it? You are standing there as brilliant radiance. And even to reach you, you are standing where thoughts have died. When thoughts have already died, how do I now think about you, to sing about you? To even come near you, thoughts have to cease. Who is he? Atma Swarupa. Bhagavan is standing as the Atma. The thoughts over, we cannot approach Bhagavan. Just as Trishanku could not approach Swargaloka along with his body, like that with our body of thoughts, we cannot go and touch that Maheshwara. Without thoughts, we can go near him. He is standing beyond thoughts. Yen irandu, and then yellai ilagane. After I have crossed my thoughts, finally I can find him and I can describe him. Then beyond that, you do not have any limits at all. I do not know how far you extend. Brahma and Vishnu themselves could not fully gauge how far you extended. Anantamark. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. How is this Brahman? It is Anantam. It is infinite. It is endless. So how can I describe it? How can I say this much is what it is? This is where it starts and this is where it ends. It cannot be measured. Aprameyana. இப்படி இருக்க நின் பெரும் ஷீர், your extraordinary glory, நின் பெரும் ஷீர், your great glory, பொல்லாவினையேன். இது போரல என்ன, you have great glory, now what about me? பொல்லாவினையேன், I have got the worst karma. பொல்லாவினையேன் ரெண்டு காம்பினேஷன் அப்படி இருப்பார். சரி, you have great glory, I also have somewhat glory. I am very pure. தங்கு தட தப்பு எதுவுமே கிடையாது என்கிட்ட. நான் யார் சொல்ல, தியாகராஜர் சிங்ஸ் லைக் தப்பு பண்ணுலு லேகையுண்டே அப்படிங்கிறார். தப்பு பண்ணலு லேக்கா, ஐ டோன்ட் நாட் ஹேவ் எனி சின்ஃபுல் ஆக்ஷன்ஸ் அட் ஆல், அப்படிப்பட்ட தியாகராஜன் அப்படின்னு சொல்றாரு. மாணிக்கவாச்சகரோ அப்படின்னா அவ்வளோ சொல்ல முடியாது. ஐ cannot say I do not have any mistakes in me. பொல்லா வினையேன் அப்படின்றார். I may have bad வினை, bad karma. அப்போ பொல்லா வினையேன் புகழுமாறு ஒன்று அறியேன். I do not know even a single manner or way by which a person like me can even praise you or describe you. And the humility. Yeah, I can praise you. No, yaar, who can say? If not me, who else can praise you? अपने चलो मुड़ी माना. असितगिरी समम स्यात् कज्जलम सिंधु भात्रम सुरतरुवर शाखाम लेखनीम पत्रमूर्वी लिखति यदि गृहीत्वा शारदा सर्वकालम तदपि तव गुणानामीश पारम नयाति. அப்படின்னு புஷ்பதந்தா in Shivamahimna Stotram sings, and he says, I am going to make a Shivamahimna Stotram. எல்லாரும் ஆரம்பிக்கிறச்சு இப்படி தான் ஆரம்பிக்கிறான். அப்புறம் சொல்லிவிட்றா பாட்டு, அப்புறம் 100 வேர்ட்ஸ் அதுவார் ஓடுறது. How do they begin? அப்படின்னா in Shivamahimna Stotram he begins this way. He says, Hey Isha, if the blue mountains were ground into ink, the entire earth was, the oceans were made into an ink pot, and the earth was spread out into a writing parchment, and if all the heavenly trees were fashioned into a pen, and Sharada, the goddess of learning, were to write for all times, forever she is writing, even then Tava gunanam isha, your gunas, O Lord, cannot be fully completed. Now I am going to sing. Māṇikkavācakar also is doing the same thing here. He says, who am I to sing about you? What qualification do I have to sing about you? You know, on the one hand, nee limited, okay, I can say I can sing about you, but you are not limited, you are unlimited. Okay, you are unlimited, but still within the confines of thought. I can attempt to think about you. You start only when thought ends. You yourself are endless. Your glories are such that it encompasses the entire universe and beyond also. Mikkai. After having completely covered the earth and the sky, you are still left. Pado osya vishvabhutani tripadasya divinu. Vishvabhutani in the vinniraindum manniraindum ella mudinju mikkai, there is still more of you. So I cannot fully encompass you. Ennadarku etta ezhu. Your beauty is beyond thought. We cannot use words to describe your beauty. What is he doing? This is what is he talking about? Māṇikkavācakar is talking about that experience, that anubhuti of Shiva or the Atma, which cannot actually be put into words. When all of them speak about the glories of God being such that we cannot describe it, and then they go on to describe it. What do they mean? What is it that they are attempting to describe? The Atmanubhuti is what they are trying to describe. Their own self-experience. But how is that experience? It cannot be explained. But they want to say it. They want to tell it. And they cannot say it. The best they can do is give some kind of hints. Pradesha Matrama, around the subject, they can sort of talk about it, around it. Never pinpoint and say this is what it is. Yam ittam abdina they cannot say. And general around beating the bush in Shulvalya. They are beating around the bush. Not even beating the bush. That is what all the Upanishads are. That is what all the great Mahavakyas are. All of these utterances of Mahatma, Samadhi, Bhashana, children, everything is like that only. Nothing is the truth. It is all around the truth, about the truth. Because what the truth is cannot be explained, because what we use to explain are only words. And what do we use to formulate those words? Not thoughts. Thoughts become words. This is beyond thoughts. A thought itself has not been able to grasp it. How will words grasp it? And what happens with these words? These words are heard by the listeners and then reprocessed into thought. Yeah, when you hear what I am saying, you are thinking about it. You are reprocessing the whole thing into thought. How much more is lost? What that is, nobody knows. In the first place, I cannot think about it. Even if I sort of manage it, I cannot fully communicate it. Even if I somehow communicate some small portion of it, you can't fully grasp it. Even if you grasp some little bit of it, you cannot think about it in turn. Therefore, this experience cannot be communicated. And the inability to communicate this experience is what has been described by all of these Mahatmas in these manners. The glory of God and Atmanubhutiyatan Cholra. Otherwise, glory of God we can describe. Oh, you are very kind, you are very compassionate, you are omnipresent, you are omnipotent, you are omniscient, you are this, that. We can go on listing all of those gunas. But then why do all of them say even the Upanishads are not able to sing your glory? Upanishad cannot fully glorify you. Then why is there so much Upanishad? Why are the Veda Anantovai Vedahan Anantama Vedam Vedantikirka? And so many utterances, so much of Mahatmas and Mahapurushas have given to us a whole body of spiritual work, devotional work. And then they all say, but we cannot talk about it, we cannot fully explain, we cannot fully. They have actually explained the glory of God, how He is and so on. But then why do they still say cannot? All of this that we are explaining is what can come under the purview of thought. Lest we think this is all He is, they want to put a rider there. A disclaimer there. What He is cannot be told. Edo koncha we are saying. That is why this disclaimer comes for everybody. In all of their things, the disclaimer will come. Prahlada stuti irko. The Prahlada priya stuti irko. Srimad Bhagavatam. But how does Prahlada start? I am born in Rakshasa Gunam, Rakshasa Kulam. I am filled with Ugra Jati. I have been born. I do not have much intelligence. I do not know anything. Now, how am I going to praise you? Then he starts to praise. Dhruva also says the same thing. If you don't enter into me, I cannot open my mouth and say anything. Since you have come, I will say something. And I will fully chalam mudiyadhu. But everybody starts off by saying, I cannot fully say, but let me try. Why that disclaimer? To just let us know that this is not Him. This is not all that He is. His endlessness itself is His greatest glory. We can never afford to forget it. Ahankaram will come into us. We will think we have understood Him. Yes, I know Him. What we know is simply a small fraction of His eternal glories. Once we realize and understand, then we will settle down in our place. We will not jump up and down too much. So, Kannudalan Tan Karunai, Kankatta Vandeidi, Vandeidi, I have come to your feet. I have reached your feet because you decided to shower your glance of compassion upon me and beckoned me, so I came to you. And I came and worshipped your feet because you put your feet out. The worship. But if I have to describe it, Yennadarku Yetta Yajilar Kajal Irainji. It is beyond description. Niraindum Mikkai. You are beyond the earth and heavens. Vilangoliyai. You are shining as the radiant light of consciousness with which I know everything, but then how do I know that it's? The eyes can see everything, but can the eye see itself? The eye cannot see itself. It can see everything other than itself. Yeah, because it is what is the source of that illumination. Therefore, it can see everything that is illumined by it, but it cannot see itself. Like that, Velangoli eye, he is the source of illumination. Therefore, we are able to see this world because of his light. But how can he be seen? How can he be seen? Tannaithan Kanal, Talaivan Tanai Kanal. Ramana Bhagavan says in Ulladanartha. Really seeing him is seeing ourselves. But is it possible to see ourselves? Tannai Kanbadar. Who can see themselves? Abba, who can see him? Unadal Khan. Bhagavan says to see the Lord means to become food for him, to become one with him, to be eaten up by him and become one with him. Otherwise, there is no way by which we can stand separate to him and then sing about him. Because no matter what we sing about him, standing separate to him is not the complete story. It is falsehood only, it is not the truth. Until and unless we become him, then what we say about him will be the truth. And now when we become him, what will also happen? We become silent. When we become him, we become silent. There is no individual ego to then stand up and say anything. Once I reach you, the thoughts have died. Mind itself has gone. Die mind. The mind has gone. Now, where is the mind left to think or say anything? Therefore, I do not really know how to sing. Since I do not know how to sing about you, I will sing about me. And I will sing about you in relation to me. There is no other go. If I want to sing exclusively about you, impossible. So the only way I can sing about it, I will start about myself. So he says, Pullagi Pudai Pujuvai Maramahi Pal Virugamahi Paravayai Pambahi Kallai Manidarai Peyai Ganangalai Val Asuraragi Munivarai Devarai Shella Nindra Istavara Jangamatul Yella Pirapum Pirandilaite Nemberuman. So my autobiography, where did I begin? Pullahi, I began as a blade of grass. Pullahi, I became as a small blade of grass. Pudai, then I became a little bit bigger, a little sapling. Pujuvai, I became a worm. Maramahi, I became a tree. Palvirugamahi, I became various animals. In different births, all of these things are happening. Paravayai, in some birth I was a bird. Pambahi, in another birth I was a snake. Kallai, I became a piece of stone, a rock in one birth. Manidarai, then a human. Peyai, a ghost. Ganangalai, Bhutaganas. Val Asurarahi, I became a villainous Asura also. Munivarai, a sage. Devarai, a deva. Ibdi Shellan Indra is Tavara Jangamatul. Shellan Indra without stopping. It's Tavara Jangamatul in this moving and unmoving Chara Chara Prapancha in this world. Yella Pirapum. I have gone through all births possible. Pirandu. I lost weight. How do you lose weight? Best weight loss. Pullahi Pudai Puduvai Maramahi. You are Puduna weight. You have to be very careful. Sometimes people are obsessed with weight loss. No? If you are thinking about weight loss and you die, you will be born as a little worm which has no weight. Weightless. Weightail. Only wait. Wait for India. To keep waiting to reach him. Pullahi, Pudai, Pujuvahi, Maramahi. It cannot even be called as an evolution. It is not only upward. If you look at it, Pullahi, blade of grass. Pudai, a small sapling. Pujuvai, a worm. Maramahi, tree, O Pirshe, Val Virugamahi, many animals. Paravayai, then a bird. Pambai, snake, apra Kallai, stone. Yenna, Stavara Jangamam, அப்படின்னு சொன்னார். Stavara Jangamam அப்படின்னா moving and unmoving. Stone is not moving, tree is not moving, apadalam. Animals are moving, birds are moving, people are moving, adavahu. We are born in all of these various birds. Manidarai, sometimes a human. Payai, sometimes we roam around as ghosts. Or Janma, ghost Janma. Yeah. Payai, Ganangalai, Val Asuraragi, sometimes even an Asura. Munivarai. Munivar abdina sage. Shouldn't you have not attained the truth at that time when he became a sage? Every sage doesn't attain the truth. Bharatan or Raja Patham. A king called Bharata. What did he do? He went and gave up everything, became a sage. Rishiyaiter. He was standing in the Gandaki Nadi, Chakra Nadi, and doing tapasya. Suddenly he saw a deer and became a deer. Val Virugamahi. Appa Munivarai, I became a Munivan, doesn't mean he'll become liberated. Even then he can come back again. Devarai, he can even reach the stage of becoming a Deva. Even if you become a Deva, what happens? Abrahma Bonaloke Punaravartino Arjuna. Bhagavan says in the Gita, even if you reach Brahmaloka, you have to come back. Shellan indra Stavara Jangamatul Yella Pirapum Pirandu Yelaithen Perumani. I have been born in all yonis. I have taken birth in every single species. 84 lakh species are there. Yenimidinalugu laksha jeevalu. I have taken birth in 84 lakhs of species and I have finally arrived here now. How do you know that you have ticked all the boxes for all the births? Ipo, in this birth, meiye un pon adigal kande indru veedutrain. Because today, this is the truth. Meiye, this is the truth. What is the truth? Today, I have seen your lotus feet. I have seen your golden feet. And as a result of it, veedutrain, I have been liberated. This is my last birth. I have seen you, I have been liberated, this is my last birth. Since this is my last birth, I am pretty sure I must have finished everything else previously. Until then, I can't go to the last birth. I cannot come to the last birth until I finished all of these things. Then one by one I must have gone through everything. I became tired, I became exhausted after going through so many births. That is why we go through so many births. To become exhausted. Otherwise we'll keep thinking, no, something better, something better, something better. If you are a blade of grass, you want to become a sapling. If you are a sapling, you want to become a tree. If you are a tree, you want to become a worm. Why? The worm is able to gnaw into the tree and able to move also. The tree is thinking, I'm such a big thing, but I'm standing in the same place. This little tiny worm is able to move. I wish I can become a worm. I never become a worm. The worm is eaten up by other creatures. It wants to become somebody else. It becomes Palvirigamahi. It becomes all kinds of animals. Animals are looking at the birds. Hey, how they fly. Paravayai. Then the animal becomes a bird. A snake comes and eats the bird. The bird thinks snake is more powerful. Pambai. Somebody threw a stone on the head of the snake and the snake died. The stone is more powerful. Kallai. It became a stone. A man came and broke the stone. Manidarai. Became a man. The man was frightened by a ghost. Adanala Payai. Onnenna parungo. Idu enna agirudhu appadina, this is all our vasanas. Kadasi nimishathula. In the last moment of your life, whatever it is that you think about is what you will become. So in each one you can see what kind of thoughts you could have. This is the order in which Māṇikkavācakar is saying Pullai, Pudai, Puzhuvai, Maramai. Pal Virugamahi, Paravayai, Pambai, Kallai, Manidarai, Payai, Urupeya. There is one ghost, Ganangalai. A whole big group of ghosts again. This ghost became afraid. I also want to be part of group. Ganangalai, Buddha-ganama. Buddha-ganangalla, all the Buddha-ganas were there in Kailasham. Appo, Vigridan Ravanan came there. What did he do? He shook entire Kailasha. All the Buddha-ganas started to dance. They thought this Asura is more powerful. Val Asura Rahi. They became Asuras. When they became Asura, one Munivar, one sage came and gave them a curse. Become a stone, become ashes, everything. So they thought, oh, these fellows are bigger than me. Munivarai, everything. So they became a sage in the next birth. The sages also have to receive their grace from the Devas. Indra, Swaha, Agni, Swaha, Swaha. They thought, oh, the Devas are better than us because we are only Munivars. But Devarai. Finally they became Devas. Should you not be happy? After having become a Deva also, now Māṇikkavācakar says, Yella pirappum pirandu ilaithen. I still did not find happiness. I still did not find joy because no matter what I became, there was something more than that to become. There is always a higher mountain, a taller mountain. One by one, no matter what I reached, there was another stage. Enough. This seems to be an endless run. Seems like an infinite run. There is no stopping for this. I attained something, but there is somebody who has got a bigger attainment than me. Poor Emperor. I became tired. And I became tired and exhausted, and I said, enough, and I stopped. When I stopped, what happened? Meyye un ponnadigal kandu. Then when I said enough, and finally that alam buddhi came into me, when that idea enough came into me, I've had enough of this world, I've had enough of these pleasures, I have had enough of this running about, comparing myself to others and reaching out for what they attained. Enough. When I said enough, I was able to have your darshan. Then I was finally able to see your golden feet. What did Bhagavan do? He took those feet and placed them upon Māṇikkavācakar's head. Ponnadi Kandu. After having seen those lotus feet, Meyye, this is the truth. Truthfully, Indru Vidu train. Today I have reached home. Vidu train, literal meaning, I have reached home. And now what is this Vidu? Liberation is what is called as Vidu. Indru Vidu train means I have become liberated today. We will stop here for today. Sarve bhantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kachit upavak bhavetu, lokas samastaskino bhantu, lokas samastaskino bhantu, lokas samastaskino bhantu, om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Sai Ishwararpanamastu.